In the gospel text of today, which is from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 18, verses 9 to 14, we are given a lesson in prayer. And in this lesson, which is given through a parable, Jesus speaks about two who go to pray. And the first one who goes to pray goes and stands right in front of the place where he imagines God is. He imagines that the closer he is to the tabernacle, the closer he is to the altar, the closer he is to the sacred place, the closer he is to God. And so already the physical position, the physical posture of the person is erroneous, is wrong. In other words, more than giving importance to God, more than having this quality of humility, the man already, through his position, has the quality of pride. The second part is the content of his prayer. And the content of his prayer is made up of two parts. The first is to tell God, as if God does not know, what he has done. That he gives tithes, he fasts twice a week, he is generous with the poor, he gives of his belongings, and he is a selfless man. And that would not be as bad as the second part, in which he condemns others who are not like him. He condemns others who do not do their duty and fulfill their obligations. So his prayer is first a prayer where he is informing God about his own righteousness, which is his self-righteousness, and he is condemning those who he thinks are not righteous. And then Jesus gives the example of another person. And that person does not dare to approach the place where God resides, the tabernacle, the sacred place, the Holy of Holies, but stands far off. His position already is an indication that the man is humble. His position is already an indication of the fact that he knows his own worth, which in front of God is nothing. The man is humble. The man puts down his head because he dare not raise his head to look at God. And in his prayer, which is about his own weakness, he regards himself as a sinner and asks that God give him the grace to open his heart to God's mercy. Jesus ends the prayer by saying, and he ends the parable by telling us, that the second man who stayed far off, who prayed that he was a sinner and asked for openness to God's mercy, went home justified, or was the man who really prayed. Prayer is not an end in itself. Prayer is a means to reach God. And while it is a means to reach God, prayer is not merely verbal proclamation or verbal speech. Prayer is also within my heart, and prayer is shown in my actions. If every moment of my prayer, if every hour of my prayer is not making me a better person, is not making me a more loving person, is not making me a more forgiving person, then I need to ask myself whether I am praying. Am I praying like the first kind of person, therefore merely reciting prayers, merely mouthing prayers, merely condemning others who do not pray? Or am I like the second, who is aware of my own sinfulness and my need to keep improving and becoming more giving, and asking God for this grace of openness? What is the result of my prayer every day? Is it transforming me? Or am I the same? If it is transforming me, it means that my prayer is efficacious. My prayer is like the second man in the parable told by Jesus. I too will go away from my prayer, having been justified, having prayed. Have you prayed today?